Hello friend, welcome once again. Today we will discuss about the SRF 2025 Food Science paper. In the first part, general knowledge, the first question is who is the newly appointed Director General of Indian Council of Agriculture ICR? So answer is the Dr. ML Jad sir. Second is the which of the following is a major pest of paddy? Is the yellow stem borer. As we know, this are the serious pest which bore the stems, and these stems are not able to bear the panicle. Third one is the which of the following is a cyst nematode. This is also the common question is the Heterodera, as we know the cyst nematode. Another is the which of the following is the domesticated hive bee. This is the Apis mellifera. This is also a simple question. Another is the which origin of the soil is having the concentration of clay, iron, aluminium or humus alone or in combination. So the answer is the B origin. Actually what happened, all these the clay, iron, aluminium, these minerals are leached down and it is stay in the origin B, leached out from the A origin. So it will stay in the B origin. Another is the National Institute of Seed Science and Technology located in Mau, Uttar Pradesh. This is also simple question. If we read the Nemra Sunda book, then you easily get the clearance of these question. Another is the Indian covers an area of approximately is 328 million, so they are given 329 million hectare. So don't become confused for this. Another is the tag color of breeder seed is. This is also a very simple question is golden yellow. Another is the what is the scientific name of Brahmi, a medicinal plant and is Bacopa species. This is also a simple question if you read the thoroughly the medicinal and aromatic plant. Another is the Brimato and indigenous technology to produce the brinjal and tomato in the same plant. So the grafting has been developed in India at the Brimato, in which the brinjal and tomato both fruits are asserted in single plant, and also the IIVR developed the another technology in which the potato and tomato grafted in single plant, so they bear the uh, in top of plant the tomato and in the ground is potato. So this technology in this technology the IIVR is working very well. So these types of these types of research you get in easily in the internet sources in your WhatsApp university also, because so many photos are sharing everywhere in the groups. Another question is which one of the following pieces can produce electricity? Is so torpedo. This is out of syllabus question, but how they are asking I don't know. In which place seaweed farming has been very successful in recent year? The answer is the Lakshadweep. Another is the in recent budget, Government of India established Makhana board has been announced. What is the scientific name of Makhana? So here they are combining two questions in which the Makhana board they maybe will ask the where is the located in the Makhana board, and recent government in 2024 announced the new board is Makhana board, and what is the scientific name? So the Euralius forex is the scientific name of Makhana. Horticulture students are easily cover these portion, so they will easily the solve that question. But maybe in agriculture student facing some problem to solve these question. So another is the scientific name. Again they are asking the another scientific name of plantation crop, the cassonet. But this is the important crop, so mostly student well knowing for this. So answer is the Anacardium occidental. Another is the which of the following genre of fungi exhibit the worm. So worm is belong to two genre. One is the endogone and another is the glomus. Glomus is the very common in our horticulture crops. Another is the jamun variety Goma Priyanka has been developed from which state? Is the Goma Priyanka is released from the Gujarat. Another is the which of the following fish? This is also out of syllabus question. Another is the cow dung herbal lung technology has been developed. This is the recent types of question developed from the Kris Vigyan in Dehradun, and also important question. Another is the Scampi farming is related to culture of, so their name is indicated. So I would correct it, and this is also correct. The shrimp Scampi farming. Who is the current director and vice chancellor of IARI Institute? This is the totally unpredictable question, because is asking these types of university and research institute director. But as we know, the most of students have the primary choice to get the admission in primary university of IRI. So at least you knowing the IRI director. So answer is the Dr. C.H. Srinivas Rao sir. He is appointed in 2024 and 25. Now we will come in the second part, that is the horticulture. In first part, in this year 2025, they will ask mostly simple types of question, and mostly the question are related to horticulture. So you get easily solve these questions. Now we will come in the horticulture part, that is the second part. In which the first question, which of the following the cladding material used in the construction of greenhouses? So mostly plastic, as we know the plastic is the cheapest and mostly used in the cladding material in the greenhouse. So answer is the fiber reinforced the plastic. So second question is AutoCAD and architectural software was developed by Henry Groff Soft Company. So this is the wrong question, because AutoCAD is developed by the Autodesk company. Second is the AutoCAD is the general purpose computer aided design software which is used to prepare 2D drawing and 3D model. So this is the correct. So answer is the statement one is the false, but statement second is the true. Third question is the matching type belong to their chromosome number with the vegetable crops. So the drumsticks have the chromosome number 28, coriander has the 22, bathua has 36, and asparagus is 20. This is the very simple question. The Sila diaphanesis is the most important factor of which of the following disease? This is also very simple question, as we know the citrus sila is the important factor of the citrus greening disease, also known as HLB disease, Hong Long bean disease. And this is basically the citrus sila is the spread the Asiatic type. There is the three races: Asiatic, American, and African types. So citrus sila are the spread the Asiatic races, and wherein the African races are spread by the Trioja eritrea. Another question is the quilling of floret as an important physiological disorder of the which of the following loose flower crop. So this is the repeated types of question and belong to the chrysanthemum and happen due to the low temperature stresses. Which of the following Mangifera species has the largest fruit in the genus? This is also simple and repeated question, and the answer is the Mangifera pajang. Another is the Kaluwali, the cultivar of black pepper. This is also simple question. Which of the following vitamins are water soluble? As we know, the vitamin B and C are the water soluble, and rest of the other is the fat soluble vitamins. So the answer is the first, A, B, and D. Another is the root stock and their fruit crop matching types question. So as we know the elimo is the related to citrus root stock, colt is the cherry root stock, quince is the pear, and pixie is the plum root stock. This is very simple question. What is the correct chemical formula of citral, which is a key component of the lemongrass essential oil? This is a very tough question. And also I am also taking the wrong. So answer is the C10H16O. Another is the which of the following is a non-climatic fruit? So the strawberry non-climatic, papaya is climatic, banana and passion fruit. All three are the climatic. Answer is the strawberry. Simple question. What is the suggested intake of dietary fiber per 1000 calorie consumed. So question is saying that if we took or eat the 1000 calorie, so what amount of the dietary fiber is required to digest these 1000 calorie? So the answer is the 14 gram. Another is the ornamental plants and their scientific name. So the Rangoon creeper, as we know, their scientific name is Quisqualis indica. Second is the star fruit creeper, is the Tristellitia australis. Watchflower is the Passiflora caerulea, and honeysuckle is the Lanicera japonica. If you know the out of 4, 2 to 3, you can easily solve this question. I am also only knowing the Rangoon creeper and watchflower. So for these two, I am solving the another question. Which of the following cultivar of tuberose bears the semi-double types of flower? Here the Prajwal and Srinagar produce the single types of flower. Phule Rajni is the double types and Vaibhav is the semi-double types. So they are asking the semi-double types. Answer is the Vaibhav. Another is the patchouli oil is the extracted from the dried leaves through the steam distillation. Oh, it's correct. And second statement is the patchouli can be propagated successfully through the stem cutting. So the both option are correct. Another is that turmeric is the commonly propagated through rhizomes. A very simple question. As we know, the turmeric is commercially propagated by rhizome bits, and the region is the cultivated turmeric does not produce the viable seed for the propagation. So region is also correct and correctly explaining to A. Because in the turmeric we have not a viable seed, therefore we are using the propagation material as a rhizome. Another question is the which flower shows the sleepiness physiological disorder due to the ethylene stress. So this is a very simple and repeated question belong to carnation crops. Another question is the according to Codex standard, which of the following maturity requirement is not suitable for the commercial variety of table grapes? So first option is sugar acid ratio 25:1. If the Brix level is greater than or equal to 10.5 and less than 12.5 degree Brix, sugar acid ratio is 20:1. If the Brix ratio is greater than or equal to 12.5 and less than 14 degree Brix, sugar acid ratio is 18:1 if the Brix level is greater than or equal to 14 and less than 16 degree Brix, and refractometric index is the at least 16 degree Brix. So the mm, answer is the first, and they are asking the not suitable for the commercial variety of table grapes. So the first one is the not suitable. This question they are took from the Apeda website. You easily get these types of data from the Apeda, which are related to export and import and other things. Which of the following match is incorrect about the criteria for breeding a potato variety for the processing purpose? So first option is reducing sugar less than 1%. This is incorrect because for the processing purpose the reducing sugar content is 0.2 to 0.3% we need to reduce the browning. Phenol content less than 0.02%. It is true. Dry matter content more than 20% is correct. Length of tuber is more than 75 mm. It is correct. So the answer is the first because the reducing sugar we need only 0.2 to 0.3% to prevent the browning. Another is the mango and citrus seed are used to raise the seedling and are explored as a coronal root stock. Yes, it is true because in the mango and citrus having the apomixis, which are totally the true two types, so we assume as a clonal rootstock. And reason is the clonal behaviors of the mango and citrus seedlings are due to the gametophytic apomixis. It is the wrong because in the mango and citrus having the sporophytic types of apomixis. So the first one is the correct but reason is incorrect. Another is the who among the following had proposed the botanical name of Milas domestica for apple during 1803? So the answer is the Borkhausen. This is a simple question, but students are not focusing these types. Everywhere when the apple scientific name is written, you get find in the last Bork, Milas domestica and Bork. So the answer is the third. Which of the following post-harvest problem can be minimized by the intermittent warming of the fruit and vegetable? So the chilling injury in the stone fruits and other fruits also intermittent warming is used to prevent the chilling injury. You get easily get these types of question in the Srivastava book. And another is the term jorket is associated with the cocoa. This is related to the branching pattern of the cocoa crop. This is a simple and repeated question. Another is the areca nut palm has the advantageous root system and is a typical monocot. It is it correct. Second is the maximum concentration of root in a middle-aged palm is the within the first 90 centimeter depth from the ground level and within the radius of 90 centimeter from the palm. Actually, in the areca nut, the root is spread from the 1 meter away from their trunk, but they are asking the 90 centimeter. That time in the exam I confused the 90 centimeter is related to 1 meter, therefore I took the first option, but unfortunately they are considered at a two types means 90 centimeter and 1 meter. So they in the case of areca nut, the root is spread up to 1 meter from their trunk. So the statement first is the correct and statement second is the false. Another question is in Osimum species essential oil composition is primarily influenced by the, so the answer is the genetic factor. Here they are asking the composition of the essential oil. So the answer is the genetic factor because the every species have the another compound. If they are asking the a percentage of essential oil, then it will influence by another factor, but the composition is influenced by the genetic factor because the in every species of the osimum have the different compound. Another is the thankuni prefers to grow up the moist marshy areas. Another is the medicinal plant belong and they are saying to match their family. So the tulsi osimum is belong to family the Limaceae, aloe vera is the Liliaceae, Mulhati is the Fabaceae, and Isabgol is the Plantageneaceae. This is very simple question. Which of the following statements are not correct about that sour in the canned product? So the flat sour is carried by mesophytic microorganism. This is the wrong because it is the thermophilic microorganism. Second is that it occur mostly in the non-acid food product. It is the correct. It is difficult to detect from the external appearance of the can. It is the correct because we cannot see in the outside of the cans. If we really want to detect, then we open the can. Then we easily see the infection of the this 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 pathogen. Another is that it is caused by the Clostridium and Clostridium another species. So this is also correct because it is due to the Bacillus species. So the answer is the A and D. It is the thermophilic and due to the Bacillus species. Another is the arrange the vegetable crops in descending order for their seed weight. They are saying the descending means larger to smaller. So we arrange the vegetable seed. If you say the seed of these crops, then easily you can match the answer because it is a very tricky question because the most of the crops having very small to small seed. So here the methi, kasuri methi have somewhat the bold seed, followed by the lettuce, onion, carrot. These. So the first option is correct. Here the kasuri methi, then onion, then lettuce, And then carrot. Carrot have the very small seed. Even the single pod, you get the more than 1,000 seed. Another question is the cavity spot of carrot is the result of calcium deficiency. Yes, which is the associated with the increase the accumulation of potassium and decrease the accumulation of calcium. Yes, because the calcium and potassium having the antagonistic effect. And second option is the root forking of the radish is the result of low moisture during the root development. Yes, and also occur in light soil. No, it is the occur in the heavy soil. So the statement second is the wrong and statement first is correct. Another question is the Brassicaceae crabs and their botanical name. We need to match this. So this is a simple question. The null scientific name is Brassica oleracea variety gongloides. Brussels Brussels sprout is the Brassica oleracea variety Gamifera, and collard is the Brassica oleracea variety Echefla, and broccoli is the Italica. This is a simple question, but sometimes this is getting the confused because the almost all crops having the similar types of varieties. Another is the cocoa beans should be fermented immediately after collecting the beans from the pods. Yeah, yes, it is correct. To prevent the microbial infection, we need to ferment it immediately after the extraction from the pods. And reason is the fermentation increase the sweetness. No, because in the fermentation microbes use the carbohydrate and which convert into the alcohol, so they reduce the sweetness and the viability and causes shriveling of the cotyledon. It is correct, but the sweetness is decreased, not increased. So the region is incorrect and assertion is only correct. Indian minimum seed certification standards are not available for the which of the following loose flower crops. Here the ester is the annual crops, so here the it is followed. Crocenda is the perennial crops, and mostly triploid and tetraploids are propagated by stem cutting, and only diploids are propagated by seeds. So in the case of Crocenda, the seed certification standard is not followed. Another crops annual chrysanthemum and marigold, it is the followed. Another is the tree Anthocephalus kadamba is the belong to the which of the following family? They are asking the Kadam family. So the answer is the Rubiaceae. If you are reading and doing the ratta for the scientific name and family of the ornamental craft, then you are easily solve this question. The first artificial hybrid produced in 1770 by the crossing Dianthus barbatus and Dianthus caryophyllus were named as. This is a very simple question. You read this question from the genetics, breeding, and even our floriculture crops. So the Fairchild Mule is the first artificial hybrid developed in the 1770. Another is the which of the following represent a true citrus species. So in the as we know the more than 162 species in the genus under the genus citrus, but only three species are the true. All the species are developed from only these three species. That is the Medica maxima and reticulata. You have the trick MMR, Medica maxima reticulata. Only three species are true species and valid species. Another one species also considered as the valid species, that is the Citrus halmi. But on these three are mostly as a true species, and whatever another species are derived only from these three species. So answer is the third, Medica maxima and reticulata. Which of the following Mandarin also referred as the Ponkan? This is a simple question. Nagpur Mandarin also considered the Ponkan Mandarin. These types of question you get in the fruit books, which are written by Dr. Kripa Shankar sir and me also. Which of the following turf grass is the dominant choice for the football grounds in tropical and subtropical climate? So this is also very simple question. I'm sorry, the Bermuda grass. In the case of turf grass, you need to know only those grass which are the basically drought tolerant, cold tolerant, and salt tolerance, salt tolerance. These types of question mostly they are asking in every time. Another is the Kachi Kharak, that is the recently been awarded GI tag. What is this? They are asking. So the this is a date palm variety. In last year, he got the GI tag in the Gujarat region. So this is a new types of conceptual question, but most of the student who did not read it, the recent GI tags, mostly they are take in take the wrong option. Another is the fruit of the black pepper is known as. This is simple question. Berry types of fruits present in the blackberry. In the black pepper. Another is the what is the chromosome number of broadbean. This is a very simple question. That is the 2n equal to 12. Another is the which of the following species of the Vasconcellae can be used as the source of drought tolerant. This is a very tough question because this question is not available in any simple books, even the standard books like TK Boss and KB books. This question is available only the Springer book, that is the genetics and genomics of papaya. Yeah, so the answer is the Vasconcella chilensis. This is a drought tolerant species, and another drought tolerant species is the quercifolia. These two species are used as a donor for the drought. Another is the which of the following combination of vegetable crop is and variety are incorrect. So the Punjab Surkha is the chili variety correct. Konkan Swetha, this is a snake gourd variety. So this is a wrong match. Konkan Ruchira is the domestic variety. So these two are the wrong. And Kasi Pragati is the okra variety. Another is the saponins are the beta testing triterpene glycoside which are the found in the legumes. Yes, it is true. They can disrupt the cell membrane but also show the cholesterol lowering effect. This is also true. But these two are the separate statement, not the explaining the region explaining to assertion. So the option B, both A and R are correct, but R is not correct explaining to A. Another is the which of the following propagation method is used in the multiply of the kalanchoe. This is a medicinal plant propagated by leaf cutting. Which of the following compound is an active component of the preservation solution used for the extending the storability of ethylene sensitive cut flower? So the silver. This is a very simple and repeated question. Which of the following vegetable crop is the very deep rooted? If you are seeing the option cabbage, asparagus, lettuce and garlic, so the asparagus have the very deep root system and followed by cabbage, then lettuce and garlic. Which of the following ingredient is not used in preparation of the bijamrit? So the cow dung is used, cow urine are also used, cow milk this is not used, and lime is also used. So the cow milk is not used. Another three products are used to prepare the bijamrit, which used for the seed treatment in the organic farming. How much seed is enough uh, to raise the sufficient number of seeds to plant and 1 hectare area under the kharif onion? So the for the raising the seeds, we need only 5 to 7.5 kg seeds per hectare. These types of question we put in the our test series Horti-science. So these types of if you are solving that question, so easily you solve these types of question. These are very simple types, not very tough. Another is the crops and their cultivar. So the golden star is the carambola variety, Puyu is the persimmon variety, oval is the sapota variety, and adi is the avocado. This is very simple and repeated question. You easily got these types of question in the fruit book. And this is the over B part question. Total 50 question in the B part. Now the C part. We will discuss this C part in the separate video. Oh, so thank you. This is all for today.